Alright, so here's the type of problem we have. Since we have the vertex which is given to us, we want to use the vertex form, which is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Okay, and the vertex is h comma k. Okay, so that means that if we're given vertex, then we would know that this one right here, this -3, that's our h. And then this letter right here, the 6, that's going to be our k. Okay, so whenever you see h over here, you would plug in a -3 right there. And when you see a k, you would plug in a 6. So it's just basic substitution. You would just plug it in. Now the other part, it says that it contains the origin. Well, the origin, you got to go back and think about the x and the y axis. The origin is right here, right? It's always the starting point. So what coordinate point is that at the origin? Well, that coordinate point is going to be 0, 0. Okay? Since you don't go left or right and you don't go up or down and you stay put, then that point is 0, 0. So we're going to use this point. We're going to let one of them, this one right here, that one is going to be our x value. That's going to be x. So whenever we see x, we would plug it in. And then the other value, this one right here, we're going to let that one be our y. And wherever we see y, we're going to replace it with the letter 0, with the number 0. Okay? So if you notice, out of all of the letters, the only one that we don't know is A. Okay, we don't know this guy right here. And that's okay because we're going to find it anyway. Alright, so let's plug in everything we know in the correct spots, and then we'll find A. So I know y is 0, so I can replace y with 0. I don't know A, so I just bring it down. Bring down parentheses. We know x is also 0. Minus, right? I bring down this minus right here. The minus is part of the formula. And now h is equal to -3. So I don't want to confuse the -3 with the negative that's already there. So I'm going to do parentheses and put the -3 on the inside. Bring down the square and then plus. What is k? Well, k is 6. Okay. So now I just want to clean this up. This is 0 equals a parentheses 0 minus a negative. Minus a negative, you would distribute the negative, and a negative times a negative is a positive. So we can write this as 0 plus 3 squared plus 6. So now, order of operations, remember we do parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication or division, then addition or subtraction. So since we have something with parentheses, we go inside of the parentheses first. So we reduce and simplify this. 0 plus 3 is just 3. That's going to be squared. We bring it down. Plus 6. Bring down a and equals 0. So now let's find 3 squared. 3 squared is just the same as saying 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. So that's going to be the same as 9a plus 6 equals 0. So I'm almost done. I just need to find a. I need to get a by itself. So since this is being multiplied together right now, 9 times a, I need to move the plus 6 to the other side. So to move it, I would have to do the opposite and subtract 6. This cancels, so 9a equals -6. And so now to get a by itself, I would divide both sides by 9. So a equals -6 over 9. But since this fraction, if you look, the top and the bottom number can both be divided by a 3. So if you divide the top by 3 and the bottom by 3, you can reduce this fraction to be -2 over 3. So now we know that a, okay, let's get a new highlighter color. Let's try orange. Now we know a, whenever we see a, we're going to plug in -2 over 3 instead. Okay? Alright, so let's go back and let's plug everything in. Okay, the only letters that I don't need to plug anything in for are going to be y and x. But for a, h, and k, I want to plug something in. So let's start here. Y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Alright, so let me zoom out a little bit. So we can leave y, okay, but now we know what a is. A is -2 over 3, so we're going to plug that in. Parentheses. We can also leave x, bring the minus, that's part of the formula, and then now we plug in something for h. H we got from the very beginning, which was -3, so we plug that in too. And then I bring down my square plus k, and k is 6, so I plug that in. So the only thing left to clean up is just this piece right here. Negative times a negative, that's a positive, so that's just going to be y equals -2/3 times x plus 3 squared plus 6. And then that's going to be our final answer.